I heard people saying, well, he needs to be trained better. No. Mm-mm. It's not just training. So yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell me what you think about that.
That idea on training, it's if you are not properly trained ahead of time, then why are you in the field? If you haven't passed all the tests necessary and crossed all the lines and everything to make sure that you are well educated to do your job, why are you out there?
Right.
Why are you playing with people's lives like that? There's nobody. I've always looked at the police and tried to break down the idea of their whole system. What is it, to protect and serve?
Right. Something apparently, like that? That's what they say.
That's it's what like, they say. Who do you protect? Do you protect the people, or do you protect the law? Or if it's defend and serve, whatever it is, whose back are you covering? Because it doesn't feel like it's us. So when I don't like the police, and I don't want to just be someone else who doesn't, but they constantly put us in these situations. It's like, how can we find common ground when y'all don't really want to work it out with us? Can you still hear me clearly? I see I might be breaking up.
So. No, I can't. I can hear you. I can hear you clearly. You're good. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead. My joint over here. But no, sometimes I go off on a little tangent, but I don't.
Go right ahead. I love it. I love it. Go right ahead. Go on the tangent. Go ahead.
Man, it's the system behind what the police are supposed to do. Because every time they're brought into the situation, it ends up negative for us. So when we think about the girl with the knife, like you were talking about, and they came onto the scene, they shot her, and everybody else is a part of that, yada, yada, yada. Where was the training ahead of time that would have said, okay, let's go in and assess the situation?
Exactly.
Who made the call? What's happening? Let's make everybody put their hands up. Something. They're always so quick to act. I think sometimes there's a power play involved. I come from a military background, military family. Not so much, I did some Air Force ROTC stuff. I wasn't doing it with the big dogs. But my parents, both of them were Marines. And a lot of my homies got into the Air Force, military, that whole lifestyle, and their mentalities change. Like they are willing to do a little more. They're willing to act a little different given a situation. I can't press them for that. I wouldn't do the same in a lot of situations, but one of my homies has been very clear on, if someone were to ever come into my house, I'm gonna kill the man. That's what I'm doing. I'm trained to do that. I'm gonna do that. Now me, I don't even know if I got the proper tools necessary to take life. I'm gonna talk him off a ledge or something and throw something at him, try and distract him. But I don't know. But who am I to say if he's wrong for that? But he is set. He's in play as military. In my mind, they're here to defend our country. So that means everybody walking in here, if you are on this side of the town, we're not going to mess with you. But for this doggone cat, but for the police, they're not set up the same way to say you're going to defend everybody that's here. It's like you're just upholding the law and make sure, you making sure everyone else is abiding by it. I can't really get by with that. I think they need to change the setup, or at least change the logo. Shit.
The slogan, all that.
The slogan, thank you.
Right, shit. Right. All right. We're going to take a little break, y'all, and then we'll be, like I always say, we'll be right back.
Okay. See shit, but y'all really ain't built to last. I can pack out a bus like a bride of class. Give me friends with trouble for throwing that holder. Saying too much, action loud like fuck what you heard. The work got a magic, don't he? Dropping my line, she snapping them curves and saying she feeling lonely. I got drinks with no time to waste. Solo cup when I party late. Start the weapon, just push the range. More the game, more the game.
All right, y'all, welcome back. While we were on break, I was just looking over some of the stuff that I emailed you. And I wanted this is actually a question I've been wanting to, talk about. I talk about it a lot with my friends, but everybody's familiar with Netflix. Now, there's been an argument that Netflix is basically capitalizing off of Black trauma. A lot of the shows, movies, or whatever that they have on Netflix are, a lot of the time are centered around Black trauma. Now, do you feel like they are capitalizing off of Black trauma, or, you know, are they showing what our, you know, what we really go through? You know, I feel like there's some people who are complaining or upset, like, you know, they're just making money off us, but then there's other people who feel like, you know, they're showing our experiences, you know, because then it would be an issue that Netflix isn't showing what Black people go through. And then, you know, or are they showing a misrepresentation of what we go through? You know, so what is your opinion on that?
Well, I have seen a lot of the different films they offer up there. And it was a while back that one of my homies said he was kind of tired of watching the stuff up there because he felt like he was getting a lot of the same thing. He said, I'm tired of seeing the depressed, beat down, like all of that. I'm tired of seeing that aspect of us always being held back, always being broken, all of that stuff. He said, why don't we have any success stories just off bat? Out the gate, we're just winning. So I could see it back then, and I see it more now that we are at a time that it's like they just love to capitalize on the pain. It's weird. And I don't, what's his name? Quentin Tarantino. You know his films at all? He is one of few, and it's going to be the first time I'm going to say this out loud, so bear with me. Whoever watched it, I'm sorry, but this is my truth. It's always been in the back of my mind. Quentin Tarantino does a lot of films like Django, whatnot, and this man just loves to say nigga. Now, I don't even say it in my music, right? And there's nothing against it. It's nothing against it. I just, my mom was always, she's smart. So she told me, do you want to see ever just just an ocean of white hands, just saying your lyrics back, but them yelling nigga with you every time? I'm like,
no.
Because there's always a window where people might feel like it's okay to say it. So
we're going to get to that.
Yeah. So when it comes, where did I go? See, I done doggone went off on a tangent.
You good? Let me speak. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let you speak.
Hey. What was the original question though?
Just basically, do you feel like Netflix capitalizing off of Black trauma, or are they showing what we go through, or are they misrepresenting what we go through?
And my short answer is, I feel like they misrepresent what we go through because they choose to focus on one end of the spectrum as opposed to all sides of us. Mm-hmm. There are many sides. There are many cool things. We might get some comedies. We might get a few things here and there. But when it comes to the Black collection, it's a lot of just sad watch stories. Us be. Yeah, it's just sad stories. And we don't need that all the time. Right. And if it is a sad story, we can make it a different type of sad. You know, Issa Rae capitalizes on a lot of layers of emotion.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. And I feel like it's not even so much just Netflix. A lot of the times it's, you know, stuff that's coming to theaters. But I want to ask you, how do you feel about Jordan Peele? Oh, and the stuff that he's
as far as like Get Out and his movies?
Yeah, like this, what he's been putting out there as far as, you know, tying that into Black people. Because again, I feel like what he's putting out there is nothing like the typical, you know, sad Black story stuff.
Yeah. Now, I'm a filmmaker and I love film. I love the aspects of how people can articulate their own perspectives. Mm-hmm. And when he did the shot in Get Out, when Brother Man went upstairs and it got silent and everyone just looked up, I felt like that was one of the perfect, like that was the closest type of imagery you could portray to how we feel a lot of times when it's just us in a room. Right. And I told my homies before, it's like, if there's a white man in the room surrounded by Black people, he's not going to feel alone. Like we as a people, we don't make you feel like you're the odd man out. Right. We don't do things to make you feel like you need to be ostracized or you shouldn't be where you are. But anytime one of us goes in the room and we're alone, we know it. We can't help it. And maybe that's just me. I'm going to speak for like...
Even as a Black woman, I agree. They're going to say something to single you out and make you feel singled out, and I agree.
When you walk in, you innately look for who else looks like me, who's closest to me. But you don't even mean to do it, but you just know when, It's just me.
Yep, all the time.
Go
All the
ahead
time. I'm
and get
not
out of
even gonna
here.
lie. I walk into a room, I'm like, oh, I see sis over there and the brother over there.
Because you need it. Because you need to know that you're not going to be alone, because we run into that issue every day. Yeah. It doesn't matter where we go. If we walk into Burger King, there could be an issue where we're the odd man out now. And it's like, no, you didn't pay for that. You got to leave. Like, come on, man. But
right.
I don't know. There's a weird balance to that energy, but we just don't make people ever feel alone, and we always know when we alone.
No, for real. Now, now going back to how we were saying about, you know, when your mom asked you if that's what you want to hear, people, you know, in the crowd just screaming back to using that word, the word nigga. How do you feel as being a rapper, especially a Black man in rap? How do you feel when you hear other non-Black rappers say that word?
Man, I hate that. So I don't even have to think on that too much. I don't like that. I don't appreciate it. There's a lot that comes with the word. Right. And it's not even, we as a people, my homie Courtney, I've been saying this for years. She said, and I quote it about every day, words should be used strategically. That's every single word you put down. You gotta be meticulous. You gotta think it through, because people gonna hold on to it. Right. So just like way back when Kendrick brought the little white girl on stage, and she was going through all his lyrics, and she said it, and half the world was mad at her for saying it, half the world was mad at Kendrick because they're like, she's just quoting you. So how far can she be wrong? And that's the situation we run into. Like, you're leaving quotes, you're leaving lyrics, and who is wrong for quoting you? Right. I don't know.
And that's always been an issue, you know, with lyrics. You know, people want their music to touch everybody and want everybody to listen to their music, but it's like, you can't get mad when Lil Timmy is over here quoting, you know, nigga after every line, because he's exactly. So yeah, I mean,
and what can you do about it? Now, I'm not even mad, because all my brothers that jump on my tracks, they'll still say it. Right. And I'm not gonna be one to stop you, because it's who you are as an artist. And that's important. Every artist has to portray themselves exactly how they want to. But I just want to make sure the only part that I really consider from the fans is what they can say and how they can perceive me. Was I somebody who just gave them kind of a free pass? I don't want that. And that's my opinion. I'm not even saying anyone else is doing that. I'm saying I don't want to do that. I don't want to give them a chance to ever feel like, what's good? Let me quote that lyric back when you said, whoa. Right, like, no, right, I don't say it. I never said it, so why are you saying it? So it's like that. I'm just trying to dodge.
I think it was a Chameleonaire back in the day. I remember Chameleonaire. Yeah. I think he was like one of the few rappers he never like even cursed in his songs. I don't know if you really like me.
What kind of, they were on that slight. Now, I'm a cuss. I'm gonna say some stuff. All right, forgive me, Mom. I'm gonna.
But it was just crazy. But I know he was. I know he didn't use that word. But it's like I don't even think most people realize that he didn't even really like curse like that in his songs. But yeah,
some things aren't as necessary as you think. I'd rather they ain't as necessary as you think.
So now I want to ask you. You know who Aries Spears is? Comedian. I don't know if y'all know Aries Spears. He was
a little bit
big comedian on Matt TV, real popular Black guy. Now I recently ran across an interview that he was doing on Instagram, and he was saying that we as Black people put too much trust in God. Now because that was the caption, and when I saw it, I was like, I felt some kind of way. You know, I was like, what? Because especially growing up Black, we grew up in the church. I'm a firm believer in God and Christ. I don't feel like I put too much trust in God, but he went to say that, we as Black people, historically, we tend to put a lot of faith into God, but we were put in chains for 400 years, and for 400 years we prayed. 400 years we went through all this, and 400 years we still continue to pray. So what is your take on that? How do you feel about that?
When it comes to religion, each to their own, first of all. I did grow up in the church enough. And then there was a time, probably around like the movie Life of Pi. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, no, I didn't see it. But I know
Okay.
what you're
Well,
talking about.
yeah, my man was kind of questioning a